Hey you guys, what's going on? It's your big dreamer and doer, G Dinero, coming to you with another Wealthy Wednesday. This one was inspired by a friend of mine who was posted this little meme that you see over here on the left-hand side. What if the next 30 years are like the last 30? Where will the price of things be? But first, remember, none of this is tax, legal, financial, investment advice. It's your buddy G Dinero helping you increase your financial literacy to help put you and your family on that path to financial freedom. So let's dig in. And this is kind of scary, but accurate is what my friend said when he sent it over to me. And it basically broke down that from 1985 to 2025, the last 30 years, the average house has gone from $85,000 to $425,000. A car's gone from $9,000 to $48,000. Rent $400 to $2,000. Cup of coffee from $1.10 to $3.50. Fast food from $2.50 to $9. Gallon of gas from $1.20 to $3.70. Minimum wage from $3.35 to $7.25. Notice it didn't go up exponentially. And the average household income from $23,600 to $75,000. So extrapolating this out to 2055, whoever drew this meme, and I'd love to credit it, but it got cut off in the picture that was sent to me, so I don't know where it came from. You'll see that the average house will be $2.1 million. A car, $255,000. That's $250,000 for a car in 2055. Rent $10,000. Cup of coffee $11. Fast food combo $32. Gallon of gas $11.40. Minimum wage will only be $15.70. Because again, wages are going up so much more slowly, especially with AI and everything else. This doesn't even take into account AI. Again, I'm not the one that drew this. Somebody else did. And finally, the average household income goes to $250,000. So basically, it'll take you an entire year's worth of income just to buy a new car, right? That's nutters. So what was my response to them? I said, yuck. That's currency debasement explained in a way that a fifth grader can understand it. Absurd. Thanks for sharing, John. Meaning that little cartoon sketch, a fifth grader can figure out the price of things are going through the roof. It's requiring more and more dollars to acquire the same goods. Why is that? Currency debasement. If they keep printing more and more dollars, each one is worth less, so it requires more of them to get the same stuff, right? And I also included in my response to him, hey, at that rate, we shouldn't worry about whether we're getting Bitcoin at 82,000 or 102,000 because at that point, it won't matter. What did I mean by that? Okay, dig in. Here's why. Bitcoin's CAGR, the compound annual growth rate for the past 1 year, is minus 11.15. So if you need the money in 1 year, there's a chance it could be higher. There's a chance it could be lower. But if you go out to 3 years, the average compound annual growth rate, 72.07%. 5 years, 35.67%. 10 years, 72.88%. And since its inception, 134% per year for the last 15 years straight. That's compounding working for you and not against you, right? Working for you and not against you. So I said, what if we say that it only does a 20% CAGR for the next 30 years, right? Starting from today's price of $92,750. That was at the time this slide was made. It might be 93, 94, 90, 100 when you're watching this, right? I know not everybody watches them immediately when I put them on the internet. Well, then the price of one Bitcoin would be $22 million. Again, 20% compound annual growth rate, next 30 years, one Bitcoin, $22 million. At a 25% compound annual growth rate for 30 years, that jumps to $75 million. And at a 30% compound annual growth rate for 30 years, it balloons to $243 million. One single Bitcoin that can be purchased for under $100,000 right now. That's $100,000 going to $22 million, $75 million, or $243 million. And you don't want me to do any of the CAGRs above that. The numbers get like stupid, right? Billions of dollars. That's when you start getting up into the 35, 40, 45, 50% CAGRs. How can I be confident? Guys, go back to this slide. Since its inception, 134%. But we know that those first 5 years were just nutty. So look at the last 10 years. It's been 72.88%. And in this assumption, I'm saying it doesn't even do 1/3 of that at 20% for the next 30 years. Okay? Start doing the math. It's crazy. And again, like I say in this last line, remember the last 10 years, it's averaged 73% per year. I only showed you 20, 25, and 30%. Not even half of what it's done for the last 10, assuming that that compound annual growth rate slows as the asset matures, which is likely to happen. That it goes from 73% or the 15-year from 170 some odd percent. It compresses over the next 30 years down to 30, 25, or maybe even 20%. So what's the moral of the story? It's easy. Own scarce assets that cannot be created out of thin air, like US dollars can. They can just print them at will. Guys, the money printer's about to turn on again. When it turns on, all that liquidity, all that extra money in the system is going to find a home. In some people's cases, they're going to use it to turn around and go buy more things that they need, or to pay for rent, or to pay for insurance or medical bills or whatever it is. But the vast majority of the wealthy, they're just going to take that money that flows out into the system and stick it into hard assets that appreciate over time, like Bitcoin, like gold, like silver, like real estate, like growth stocks at the end of the day. Guys, if you want to see more content like this, be sure to like this video. Give it a quick subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below. I read every comment. I respond to every comment. What'd you like best? What would you like to see more of? Please don't forget, you can book a course or join my new coaching community. That's available over at gdinerocoaching.com. I teach a course on TradingView and technical analysis, along with a course on understanding options. Those are available 24/7, 365 for you to be able to learn more about the charts and be able to trade options like a ninja. This is what that new community is kind of all about. We have a founders rate that we initially did for November, but I said to my business partner, I want to go ahead and extend this thing out through the end of the year. I really like seeing all the people coming into the community. The dialogue is starting to get heavy in there. We're learning about covered calls, leaps, synthetic longs. We're learning about all the different cryptocurrencies, when to trade them, when to hold them, what to look for in the charts, and more, right? We talk macro in there too. We talk about a lot of things. So we go deep, deep, deep into the knowledge of all these different topics. Again, you can find that over at gdinerocoaching/founders only. That sale is going to end though at the end of the year, right? At that point, we've extended it to the people that maybe didn't hear about it the first few times we talked about it. Some of the benefits you get members only videos, you get a live AMA pretty much every other week is what I'm doing them right now. All kinds of posts. I'm in there all day long. I'm in there basically coaching all day long. So you get all of that at $50 off. It's $100 a month right now. That's locked in for life as long as you're active by the end of the year. You also get 25% off all of my courses. So like I've told other people to do, turn around and join the community and then go buy the courses. And the community gets paid for basically for free that way. Also, our advanced G-Tracker app that we've already launched the initial version. We're getting ready to add a couple of additional features to it where you can track your trades, your options trades. You can track things like perp trades in there. You can look at the MNAV calculator. You can calculate intrinsic and extrinsic value of an option to see if it's a good leap to buy or not. You can look at your cumulative rolling of covered calls, for instance, and see how much you've made total. Those are some of the features that are coming down the road. And remember, guys, I'm G Dinero. I'm here to help you increase your financial literacy, to help put you and your family on that path to financial freedom. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Yo, G Dinero in the house. Charts up, let's go. G Dinero, coach of the trade, stacking that green. T at Tuesday, Money Monday, living the dream. Options popping, Bitcoin rocking, Tesla on fleet. Join the community.